Life is fast. Life is incredibly fast. I mean, 1 minute you're in elementary school. I mean, living the life, man. I mean, every single day, come home, play video games, uh, watch TV. I mean, do whatever you want, and then the next day, you're graduating high school. You're in high school. That's like me. I'm in high school, and you have responsibilities now. You have all these things, right? How do we get here, right? How does time move so fast? So that's actually a really good question because I don't know either. But I'm gonna try to break it down a little bit. Life moves incredibly quick. I mean, you probably like remember. You probably remember like days you were younger, being like so free, joyful, and whatever it is, right? Until later, you're now older. You might feel worse. I mean, or you feel better. It depends it depends how you've lived your life between those years, right? But dude, it moves so quick. Dude, I mean, I remember when I was in sixth grade. I just got into sixth grade. I remember we would have to wear masks. Like we would have to wear. So this was during COVID. We would have to wear face masks during lunch. I mean, just COVID in general, dude. COVID was 5 years ago. Let that sink in. It's just a very fast-moving thing, right? It's it's just very quick. I mean, I can't say anything. It's just very swift. There's no other way to describe it, right? It moves faster than you think. That's what I think. A lot of people think we have a lot of time. We don't have a lot of time. Blink of the eyes, you're 30 years old, have a family. Like now, obviously, there's ways to slow it down, but not slow it down. Actually, slow it down. But there's ways for your mind that can slow it down. You're not actually going to be able to slow down time. You're not going to make seconds longer. You're not going to make minutes longer. Whatever it is, you're not going to make stuff longer. But what you can do is you can you can truly enjoy life for what it is. I feel that life can be a lot of life can be really hard sometimes, right? And a lot of times in life that we want to skip over those times. We want to be like, screw that, skip this. Like a lot of people wish they could like fast forward button on the hard parts of life. For example, like a test. People wish they could like fast forward, or if they're in a time of like heavy working hours. If they're required to work a lot, they're like, fast forward, fast forward. Like I don't even want to do that, right? And it's not because they're lazy or they're whatever it is. It's because like we want to enjoy our lives, right? And we don't want to. We just want to get it. We just want to get it over with. That's what it is. We just want to get it over with because it's hard, and we want to get it over with. So sooner we can feel that gratification of getting it over with and dealing with better things or doing better things, right? And I feel like that's not a bad way, but you shouldn't live your life that way. I feel like every moment should be valued and enjoyed. Like every moment should be should like cost something. There should be a price to every moment in life. We shouldn't be skipping over things. We shouldn't be like, yeah, I don't care about this, right? Or I don't care about this. There's stuff that's are less careful than other things, right? There's stuff that's not as important. There's stuff that's not as urgent, right? But we shouldn't skip over things in life and be like, just breeze it away. You can't like just brush it off the shoulders. We shouldn't do that at all because it's very that's when your life becomes very boring. And in my opinion, that's when it becomes boring. I think that's a perfect word. And dull, because you're always waiting for the next thing, right? For example, there's like a party this weekend, right? And you're like, oh my gosh, and you have to wait, and you're like, oh my gosh, I have to go through the whole week. I have to go through Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Or if the priority is even on Friday night, you're like, oh my gosh, I gotta go to Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday I finally get to go to that party, right? Like, bro, you're wasting perfectly good days. You're wasting perfectly good days that you could be enjoying, right? And maybe even those days might be more enjoyable than that actual Friday. You're wasting all those perfectly good days, right? Waiting for another day just so you can do another thing. And most of the time when you have expectations for something and you're like, oh my gosh, I can't wait to do this. If you have expectations for something like that and you just wait and wait and wait, and then when it finally comes, you won't be your expectations. You won't meet them at all. I feel like most of the time, more than 90% of the time, that you won't meet your expectations at all when it comes to that. Why? Well, because you're valuing this moment way higher than other ones when maybe they could be the same or they're closer or maybe they're even more better moments, but you think that other things are more valuable, right? And I'm getting on this tangent here, but to truly live your life, you have to value every single moment of your living. The pain, the suffering, the good times, the bad times. The times where you're scared, the times when you're disgusted, the times when you're sad, the times when you're frightened, the times when you're just like, I don't know, the times when you're confused, the times when you win, the times when you lose. Every single moment should be valued. Don't value this over that. Now, obviously, there's moments that feel better than others. Like, for example, it's better to feel winning than losing. That's obvious, right? But every moment should be enjoyed. And if I feel like I'm making sense here, everything should be enjoyed. Don't worry about the next winning moment, the next happy moment, the next good moment. Just worry about what moment's in front of you and how you can make it the best moment currently. And that's how you really start to slow down your life. That's really how you start to gain a conscious, how to be like, oh yeah, I'm sad right now, but I'm gonna remember this moment. I'm gonna cherish this moment, because if I can feel sadness as a human being, that means I can feel happiness. If you didn't have any sadness at all and just happiness, you wouldn't have happiness, because you would never know what it feels like to be sad, because you would always be living in happiness and you would always be like, yay, 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 and then you wouldn't even it's just like, for example, you can't win without losing, right? Because if you win all the time, well then winning has no value to it, right? Most of the time you lose more than you win, because winning is very valuable. Life, every moment has to be cherished. Every moment needs to be recognized. I feel like you shouldn't just live for one moment, live for one thing, live for this one person, but live for everything. Live for yourself, right? Live to really enjoy and have actual fulfillment from your life. There's only one person that you should live for, and that's Jesus Christ. Only the person you should live for is God, because God will provide everything you need. But if you're not religious, you should just live your life just for genuine, not for just for genuine fulfillment, fulfillment from everything that comes from it. Fulfillment from the good times, the bad times, the sad times, the happy times, the mad times, the whatever it is. It might be ugly and it might be hard at first to do that, but once you stop using that remote, life becomes really, really fun. Life becomes, and it slows down too. It just goes way better. Now listen, and this is a really good question someone asked me. Someone asked me, if you had a remote in your life, right? If you had like a remote, and you could use the pause button, the rewind button, or the fast forward button, they said, what would you choose? And I said, none of them. I would not use none of them. Let's start this first. I wouldn't use the rewind button because I want to try to rewind and correct my mistakes, because those mistakes make me who I am today. Right? Those mistakes that I made earlier in my life, those are what make me today. Those are what makes Luke Louder today. The character that I have. Right? I won't use a pause button because life never stops. And when you're always in constant momentum, you keep on going, it's fun. And it starts to get easier. It becomes easier. Maybe the things don't become easier, but you become more equipped to tackle the harder things. So it's easier. And you store up lots of lots of stuff to conquer. Right? So I want to have a pause button, or I want to have a rewind button. And obviously I want to have a fast forward button, because why would you have a fast forward button when you could be like, what? Why not enjoy later when I can enjoy it right now? Because if you enjoy right now as good as you can, and then you try to enjoy later, and let's just say later's better. Later will be even better as a fulfillment. And you'll start to live your life. You'll start to have genuine, like your heart will pour out, because you'll be so like happy, or not even that, but you'll be so content. Not content to just settle for less, but content. You'll be content as in you won't be chasing this thing or this thing, but instead you'll just be like, what can I do right now to cherish this moment? What can I do to make the most out of this moment? Okay. So in life, you shouldn't be worrying about trying to fast forward or trying to rewind or trying to pause, but just live your life, bro. Literally live your life and enjoy everything. Enjoy every moment. And that's honestly all I have to say today. So thank y'all for listening. Thank y'all for listening. Have a great and blessed day, and just remember, God always loves you. God bless.